All right, so we're here with Digest's latest cover boy, James Scott.
You are, and this is, I'm just going to give a warning to people who are watching this video. It is 10:40 at night. I've been up since 2 a.m. So this is what I look like with no makeup and no sleep.
No makeup and less hair.
And less hair, yes, my goodness.
For those of you who don't know, James's storyline is going to get a little bit exciting.
Involves a horrible case of baldness.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a shrinking hairline. No receding, it shrinks down into my head.
So what's going on? Anything you can tease to the viewers that won't get you?
When is this going up?
Probably this week.
Okay. Well, the reason for this is coming, and you know, we're constantly on the show trying to surprise the audience. And sometimes we pull it off, and sometimes we don't. But this particular surprise, in my opinion, is one of the best. This particular twist is really worth watching for. It's something that I did not see coming. Something, frankly, I would not have entered into my mind. It was a very smart twist that Big Brothers came up with, and I think it's really worth watching. We're going to really be excited to see what's going to happen.
Going to make people like EJ a little bit?
I don't know if it's going to make people like EJ. Like EJ. You know, I don't think it'll make people like EJ necessarily or dislike him. I think it's just a very interesting incident that happens that will massively affect the relationship between EJ and Sammy.
Okay. Is there, could it branch you off into any other characters' territory where you might get to work with some other people that you haven't, or?
God, I hope so. Wouldn't that be lovely?
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think so, that I'll be working with people I don't normally work with. But if we could find out, I'd be very happy. We have some people who come to the show in the last year or two. Sorrel and Crystal Chappelle, and just a couple of actresses that I would love to work with. Love to. So if any way I can get into, or John Aniston, Victor Kiriakis, if I get to work more with him. I've had so much fun with the tiny bit that I've worked in the past that, you know, but on this occasion I don't think that's where it's going.
Okay. The summer's just about winding down. Did you get to go anywhere? Did you get to travel?
No. Oh, well, that's not entirely true. In keeping with my, you know, let me just restart that again. No, I wouldn't really travel anywhere outside of the country. I went to Monterey, which is on the coast of California, and I spent 3 days out watching whales in a boat, which is pretty exciting. Big, 140 feet long blue whales, biggest animal ever to have lived. Science fact for you. I spent some time in Joshua Tree National Park, and I spent some time in Big Sur, northern California. Just it was middle of California, I suppose. But I didn't leave the country at all. I'm just kind of working on my house and enjoying the time off that I have in a slightly less adventurous and more peaceful way.
Than our last cover with you from the last summer vacation you went on.
Which one was that?
I don't know. I just remember you were in a bathing suit. Did you get stung by a fish, or you had some kind of disease that you got?
Vacations. I went to Africa and I got malaria.
Malaria, right.
And then I went to Florida and was arrested for being naked on a beach. And then I went to South America and almost got killed in a landslide. I was stuck in the jungle for a couple of days. It's a pretty good thing.
Your vacations really don't sound much like vacations. They sound like Survivor episodes.
I mean, I'm not exactly the kind of guy who goes to Puerto Rico and lies on the beach. So.
You got to keep life interesting, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now you've come to these days charity events now for quite a while. What keeps bringing you back?
This is my favorite event that I do. And two reasons for that. I love the people who organize it, and I think it's a wonderful cause. Well, I suppose there's three reasons. This event always gets a really good crowd, and when you start doing a Q&A at 11 o'clock in the morning, and you finish with a dinner at midnight, and then you've got a reception after that till 1 a.m., it's going to be a pretty good crowd.
Yeah.
You know, otherwise, it's tough. You know, it really is hard. But I always really enjoy it here. There's a great energy that keeps me going, and it's without any question my favorite event today.
Good. And well, it's great that you keep coming out and the fans love you. You always have the longest line, which is nice to see that you keep coming back.
I'm very grateful that they takes so much time to stand and wait for me. You know, when they do, I always have the same thought that goes through my mind. Like, who would I stand in line for 2 or 3 hours to wait to spend 2 minutes with? I'm not quite sure who that would be, but they're probably not on television.
All right.
But there are people, Stephen Fry, for those who know, wonderful British actor. I stood in line to meet him once. And he's also the only celebrity that I've ever approached in my life and said,
Really?
I just want you to know I think you're fantastic. I was in Blockbuster, no, I was in Virgin Megastore in Hollywood. And I saw him in there, and I mean, you see celebrities all the time in Hollywood, and I lived right there, and I've seen all kinds of exciting people. And I've never paid any attention to him. But this guy, I was like, okay, there's one person, yeah, he's a guy I really have a tremendous amount of time for, who I really adore as an actor. He's wonderful.
How was it? Was he receptive to your compliment?
He was very receptive. I mean, you know, it's probably interesting. It's probably the way fans are when they meet me. He wasn't exactly, oh, James, how fantastic to meet you. I'm so happy, and this is a wonderful conversation we're having. Come up for dinner. You're English, I'm English. It'll be a great thing to do. But he was very polite, and he was very respectful. And I told him that I grew up watching him on television, and I told him about my family, which, you know, there's a series they did called Jeeves and Wooster, and that my family would all kind of get around on a Saturday, and it was something I remember that we did as a family. We didn't do a huge amount of things as a family. Watching that particular show was something we always did, and we always really enjoyed it, and it has very special memories for me. And he was, you know, it wasn't a very long conversation that we had, but it was very, you know, it was nice. I really enjoyed it.
All right. And do you have any message to the fans?
A message to the fans? That's such a tough question. There's so many things to say to the fans. Thank you, first of all, because I sit here because you take the time to watch and enjoy the work that, not I say me, but that we do, the show that we put on. And without your support, we wouldn't be a show. Especially these days, you know, it's a tough time for soap operas, and we're grateful for everybody who tunes in and watches the show. And we hope that we make it as exciting for you as we can, and that we strive every day to do everything that we can to make the show the best that it can possibly be, given, you know, we have a lot of limitations that we work with now, but within that, we get up every morning, we go to the studio, and we sit down, and we work to try and do the best that we possibly can.
It's good that you're so committed, and it shows.
Well, you have to, I mean, you have, in my opinion, you have to be, for 2 reasons. One, I think you have a responsibility to show to the best work that you can. I mean, it makes sense, you know, it's a very precarious industry. A lot of people come, a lot of people go. In my opinion, the people who tend to really work hard and show the level of dedication that's required do tend to last longer. You know? So it's a good reason to stay. And also, it's just, if you have to care about what you do to do it well. And I care greatly about what I do. It matters a lot to me. It's very important to me that I leave work with a good feeling about what I've done that day. And I know every time that I leave work without that feeling. I feel it all the way to the car. I have a long walk to the car, and I feel it when I get home. And and you know, my fiancée Megan will be waiting for me. And if I don't have a good day at work, it takes me a good hour or two to get out of it. I don't like it when I don't have a good, full, rewarding day at work.
Is there something that you want to move on to do if you weren't playing EJ? Is there a certain sector of the entertainment industry you'd want to go to next?
Well, I really, you know, I like working.
Mm-hmm.
I like working as an actor. I've never been somebody who's been particularly interested in being famous.
Mm-hmm.
So if I could work for the rest of my life as an actor, be it on the stage, on the screen in some format, I would really be very happy. I don't... Fame unnerves me a little bit. Being on a soap opera is kind of nice because you're well known, but in a very small circle. You don't be famous, you know. I'm uncomfortable enough with that.
Mm-hmm.
I see these poor people who are these big famous movie stars, and their lives, they have great things that come to them, but they also lose a tremendous amount.
Right.
I really don't know that I want to lose that. So for me, you know, it would be lovely to do a number of different things, but I think that I'm just grateful for every day that I'm able to work doing something that I love. And if I'm able to pay my mortgage and keep myself, you know, right side up, then so much the better.
Keep renovating the house, pay for that wedding, and you'll be ready.
Keep renovating the house. My goodness, yeah. We're getting on though. It's coming along.
Maybe by next August we'll have.
Maybe we'll have a photo shoot in the house.
Yeah, we can. Our cover story could be in your new house.
That?
We could do an at-home shoot like we do.
It's a gorgeous house.
Is it?
When it gets done, It's stunning. Right up, nestled up in the mountains, in front of National Park, you have acres of mountain skyline in front of you. It's really, that's why I bought the house. I bought the house. The view is just phenomenal.
Nice.
House is, yeah, it's nice. It will be nice when I finish with it, but
Good.
I bought it and it looked like bland. But it's getting there. It's developing.
Putting the James Scott touch on it.
I'm giving it some character. Yeah.
There you go.
It's getting there.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much, James.
My pleasure.